APNvideo.com is on the air tonight, coming to you from Arcadia High School. A great matchup between the Chaparral Firebirds, the winningest team in league history, and the Arcadia Titans. It's our Arizona Lacrosse League Game of the Week on APN, powered by Ottawa University Lacrosse. You're getting a look at Kyle Mason. He is the first-year head coach, taking over a program, one of the great programs in the state of Arizona, and they're in a transition year, but they've got some of the top players in the state. They feature an outstanding goalie in Jarrett Van Arsdale. He's been with this program for 4 years, a big-time veteran, and one of the premier scorers in the league, in the state, Tucker Lofton. He's having a fine 42 season going into their 11th game of the year. Bo Carden, he just does a lot of the intangibles, and he will help lead the charge for the 2-8 Arcadia Titans. On the other side, Chaparral really struggling this year with 2 wins and 6 losses. But it's a team that has been very competitive in many of the games, and a lot of it's from their head coach, Ian Gray, a gritty guy. He was a great player at Chaparral a few years ago, and he will have Caleb Resto at 1 attack, and Caleb is their second leading scorer this year, and Cillian Garidi, their leading scorer, someone that the Titans are going to have to clamp down here tonight. And on the defensive side, Chaparral is led by the sophomore, John Fahey, on the defense. So, yes, we have a 1-6 and a 2-8 going at it head-to-head here. It's Chaparral, it's Arcadia, and we're coming to you from the home of the Titans. And when we come back, all the exciting play-by-play action. It's the Arizona Lacrosse League on APN Sports. You got a live shot of Camelback Mountain just a moment ago as we welcome you back to the broadcast. Arcadia, as you see the Chaparral Firebirds coming out to the field. We mentioned that Tucker Lofton, one of the top scorers in the state, number 22 featured here for Arcadia. Chaparral has struggled. They have a 1-6 record led by Ian Gray, Ian Connell, and Connor Klein. And maybe one of their big problems this year is the fact that they have not distributed the ball so far this year. They have come up with just 10 assists on the season. Well, the 2 goalies, they shake hands at midfield. Van Arsdale and Kreetzman, who's getting the start here, Sam Kreetzman for Chaparral. And we got 2 of the top face-off guys, or 2 of maybe the top 5 or 6 in the state. Matty Frazier for Chaparral wears number 6, and then number 8. And both these guys are putting up big numbers. Number 6, Mason Wilson. And so Arcadia wins the opening face-off, and we are underway. I mean, Wilson's numbers are very impressive. Through 10 games, he has won 109 face-offs. He has collected 78 ground balls. Conversely, Matty has 92 face-off wins and 56 ground balls, and that's just in 7 games. Well, we got our first turnover of the contest. And now Chaparral will try to settle in for the first time on the offensive half. Good slap check there at midfield, and the end result becomes a turnover. George Wiley, the Wiley freshman for the Arcadia Titans, pried that one loose, and we are scoreless here in the first inning. It's our Arizona Lacrosse League Game of the Week on APN. Well, even though both these teams have struggled this year, I think this is just a great matchup. I think it was a matchup that we simply had to have. And one of the top venues as this one slicing through the goalkeeper and into the back of the net. And Bo Carden, who we highlighted in our pregame show, gives his team an early 1-0 lead. Arcadia draws first blood. And the second faceoff belongs to Chaparral. Again, our game today brought to you by Ottawa.edu. For more, they're looking for quality people, quality players, and more importantly, quality students and people. And they're building, they've got a great campus up in the northwest corner of the Valley of the Sun, right across from Surprise Stadium. They're investing, I think, something like $50 million for new buildings. So if you're interested in continuing your lacrosse career, as Chaparral throws that one away, Parker Smith out of his reach. And now the restart belongs to Adam Fernandez, another freshman on this team. Well, both these programs, as Lofton pulls the trigger and he has found the promised land. Oh, I'll tell you, that was a blistering shot. And just like that, it is 2-0 in favor of the Arcadia Titans. So Carden and Lofton scoring here to start the first half of this game, and we're going to get a face-off win for Chaparral. They're 2nd and 3. Oh, no, we're going to give it over to Arcadia. My bad. So Arcadia with a 2-1 advantage in face-off X. First quarter action, Arcadia with goals from Carden and Lofton lead it 2-0. Here's another talented player, only a sophomore, Kieran Carr, number 5. Keep a close eye out for him because I know the Shap defense will be keeping a close eye out on him. He has 15 points, which is 3rd on the team. Arcadia led by Garner Barrett coming in and also Tucker Lofton. In terms of points per game, they both have 22 points on the season. And Lofton is in the top 10 in goals scored this year in the state. Good battle on the backside. Well, we got a decent crowd here tonight. Chaparral trying to figure out some winning ways here. It's been a struggle for Ian Gray's team, and they come up with a big ground ball out of X. That's good defense. And now they'll clear it up ahead to Patty Fraser, who's one of the best at clearing the ball. He's got good speed, good stick skills. Cradles probably as well as anybody on this Chaparral team, and he's just a vital member, usually a face-off get-off. As Arcadia leads Chaparral 2-0. Both teams will be playing 4 12-minute quarters, and then both teams have 2 timeouts per half. 7:52. We're in the 4th minute. We're in the 5th minute of play already. And this one broken up. Nice job by the long stick midfielder back there, or the defender. And pried that one loose. Caleb Resto, usually pretty reliable in taking care of the ball. And a great clear by Bo Carden. Does a good job of protecting the ball. He had that trail check coming in by Chaparral. And now they'll work it along the alley on the far side. with Will Taylor, number 25. And now, all right, I checked that wrong. That's Will Gurley. Will Gurley. And now coming over to the near side as Jesse works it around, and Arcadia is going to settle in. They got the personnel they want on the field. And now we'll try to execute a 3-0 lead here as they got scores from Lofton and Carden to start the game. Both players scoring within the first 3 minutes of the opening faceoff. Now Lofton with one of those goals, 21 goals this year, looking to pull the trigger. He's hands-free. He goes with a no-look pass. And I don't know if Carr was really expecting that pass. It was fancy, but I don't think he was expecting that pass, and it went right over his head. And Chaparral will try to clear it, and they do. Good job. That's a nice ground ball by Cillian Garidi, who is a leading scorer this year, and found a man right at the doorstep but couldn't finish it off. Pass was a little high. He tried to hook up with Jackson Coleman, the third leading scorer on this Chaparral team this year, as we approach the halfway mark here in quarter number 1. Well, our game time temperature, 77 degrees. It's a beautiful, absolutely perfect night for Arizona high school lacrosse. It's the Arizona Lacrosse League on APN. Well, so far, if you talk about time of possession through the first 6+ minutes, it has been pretty much Arcadia dominant. And now Chaparral nearly throwing that one away, but it's going to be picked up by their goalie. And Sam Creetman, the sophomore goalie, trying to clear it for Chaparral. I'll tell you, this might becoming somewhat of a rivalry between these two teams, if not just geographical purposes. Of course, for many years, Chaparral and Brophy was considered the biggest rivalry. I think the most heated rivalry now might actually be the Thunder and the Saints. There's always a lot of excitement when those two teams hook up. And, of course, Brophy and Chaparral will always be a great rivalry. Here's the shot. That one a little wide. Cillian, nice ground ball. And backing up the shot, and probably did the right thing there, threw that one away, and Trent Kelly, the senior midfielder, picks it up. 2-0 Arcadia here in the first, 8th minute of action. Our Arizona High School game of the week, and the left-handed shot is too high by Jaguzzi, one of their top scorers this year. We mentioned one of the problems is this one is going to be pried loose. Great defensive play there by the freshman Aaron Fernandez, number 9 for the Titans in white. And now look to clear. Bo Carden, tremendous speed, races in across the restraining line. They get the touch, and now they'll set up their 6-on-6 offense. They work it over to Jesse Dadham. Or check that, that's Gammer Barrick. And we're going to get a turnover here, give it back to Chaparral.
Ward.
4 minutes left to go here in quarter number 1. Arcadia got out to a quick 2-0 lead. Our game powered by Ottawa.edu, and they've been selected for the competition in the MCLA, the Men's Collegiate Lacrosse Association, in Division II for the 2020 spring season. If you're interested in extending your career, not only in lacrosse, but getting into college, Ottawa might be the way. That's a sensational move there as Jackson finds the back of the cage, and Cillian Garidi with the assist, and it's 2-1 Arcadia as Chaparral cuts the lead in half. So Coleman scores, obviously his first. Garidi on the assist. Chaparral going up against a premier face-off guy, no question about it, in Mason Wilson. And Arcadia's won 3 of the first 4 face-offs, but only a 2-1 lead. And now another freshman. I was getting ready to say, I think both these programs are in awfully good hands. You talk about Kyle Mason. There is a little buzz around here. They got a tremendous amount of underclassmen. They feel like this is a transitional year. They feel like maybe in a couple of seasons, even though they're going to lose, Tucker Lofton, one of the great offensive players in the state, but they feel like overall this team's going to be much improved down through the next couple of years. And Kyle Mason, obviously, along with Judson Loeffner and Justin Straker. I think Justin, if I'm not mistaken, I thought maybe he played at Saguaro. I could be wrong. As Chaparral gets the possession here. Nope, it's going to be intercepted at midfield by Gurley, and then he takes a shot. That's a push without possession. It is not a personal foul, nor is it a technical foul, and so Arcadia will restart it. They get the touch with Jackson Donner, one of their senior leaders this year. They have 6 players, Arcadia that is, in double figures and scoring and going top shelf with a high-to-high shot. And Lofton has found the promised land for the second time, and it's 3-1.
Number 22, Tucker Lofton.
Well, that comes with 1:37 left to go here in the opening quarter, and Arcadia with a 3-1 lead. Looking for their 3rd victory of the year. They're coming off a very disappointing loss at the hands of Notre Dame. That was a one-sided affair. Here's the shot and the turn away. Good job by Sam, the crease protector for the Chaparral Firebirds. While Chaparral is coming off their first win of the year back on March 30th when they defeated Tucson Salpointe 10-9. Their next game, Chaparral, will be back at Firebird Stadium on the 10th. We invite you to come out to watch that one. And if you're an Arcadia fan, their next game will be played the same night. And that's going to be at Boulder Creek. That's going to be a tough game. Boulder Creek, one of the favorites to take it all this year. Out front, and a nice effort there. But boy, I'll tell you, he took a shot on the pass there by Resto. And now Resto has it on the restart, draws a double team. And now we'll work it over to Parker Smith, whose 2 older brothers played at Brophy and Chaparral respectively. And here's a good little bull dodge in the lane. Yes, and the score, Chaparral trails by 1. Unassisted goal by Caleb Resto, one of the senior leaders on Chaparral. Resto scoring his first goal of the contest. And inside a minute left to play here in quarter number 1. Arcadia's lead is cut back to 1. Maddie Frazier, all the way down, takes it to the house. What about Patty Frazier, the senior face-off specialist? And he has just tied this thing up with 14.7 seconds to go in the first. So a 3-3 tie with 14 and a half left to go here, 14 and a half seconds. I'll tell you what, when you see your face-off guy make a play like that, if that doesn't fire up your bench, the sideline, I don't think anything will. And that is the end of the first quarter with the score, Arcadia 3, Chaparral 3. And we'll have more in just a moment. Back at Arcadia High School, Indian School, roughly 44th Street, and Well, we got a good one in the making. A 3-3 tie between the Chaparral Firebirds and the Arcadia Titans. Jeff Lowry with you, APN Video Sports. And the opening face-off to quarter number 2 belongs to Patty Fraser. I think I might have called him Matty earlier. Sorry about that. And Chaparral now down 1 on the face-offs after losing 4 of the first 5, and Patty took care of the last 2. A 3-3 tie, and Fraser, who won that face-off with 14.7 seconds. This one going all the way through, and Van Arsdale, who is a relative of, you probably know that name, the Van Arsdales, the brothers that played for the Phoenix Suns back in the 70s. That name used to be synonymous with Phoenix. All right, now Arcadia settling in. You look at Jackson Donner, and now over to the sophomore sensation Carr. Second quarter action. Arcadia got out to a 2-0 and 3-1 leads, but Resto and Fraser, 2 goals tied things up. And Chaparral, they're going to challenge the ball carrier here, and he does, and now he goes around him. Here's Jackson down the pipe and left it wide to the right of the goal. Good defense that time. Reese Lewis, a freshman long stick midfielder, stepped up, came up and provided enough protection there. It kind of altered the shot. And we're going to get a crease violation here against the Arcadia Titans. Sam with a good clear, getting it upfield for Chaparral. Caleb Resto will get the tap. I think he already did get the tap. Now we got a flag coming in. Second quarter action, Chaparral and Arcadia locked in a 3-3 tie. Now Caleb Resto, the senior, work it over to Garidi, who is their top scorer this year. Trying to back in, draws a double team. An outstanding poke check that time. And Tucker Wasson. We're going to get a procedure against Arcadia. And this is our first man-up situation. So man-up Chaparral. And they have a chance to take what would be their first lead of the contest. Good defense, getting the cross on the ball. That was Tucker, the junior defenseman. And Chaparral had a man on the doorstep. He couldn't hold on to it. That's the freshman Montoya. So Titans will have it. And we should be at full strength by the time they get this cleared, if they get it cleared. Long pass, and that one's intercepted at midfield. Nice play defensively by Lewis. And they get some help from Zian Tesler, one of the 3 seniors on this offense, and he came up with a big ground ball to save the possession. Now Garidi. Chaparral has had goals from Coleman, Resto, and Fraser. And here is Garidi going to work, and for the first time, Chaparral takes the lead 4-3. Well, that is his first goal of the contest, so 4 different Firebirds. And Patty with another face-off win. He's going to take it strong to the hole, and that one was blocked out front. Collectively, good defense by Wilson and Gurley of Arcadia. Now you got an unsettled ball at midfield. That one's going to be picked up. And here is Tucker Lofton looking for his 3rd goal of the contest, and he's got the hat trick as he ties it up here in quarter number 2. Well, you can see why he is one of the premier scorers in the state of Arizona.
Goal number 22.
So we're tied at 4 apiece. So we've had 2 lead changes. And who wants this face-off? And it's Chaparral, who all of a sudden has a 5-4 face-off advantage. It's all about possession in this game. And now Chaparral, both teams have 2 timeouts. If they don't feel like they can get the clear here, which they do, they could have taken a timeout there. That would have been a fine call. And now Garidi, who just scored a moment ago for Chaparral to give them their first lead of the contest, now will play it back. So Chaparral will restart it here, getting a look at Parker Smith. Well, his older brother, Spencer, was one of the great scorers of that era back in 2012. He helped lead the Broncos to some championships. Here's the dodge. Resto, well, good defense out there on the wing. Chaparral, great slap check there, and the ground ball, that's a picture-perfect play by Nixon Nolan, the sophomore. Excellent defense by the Titans. 4-4 tie, halfway through this second quarter of play, our Arizona Lacrosse League on APN, our game of the week. Boy, Bo Carden, I just love this guy's game. He just does all the little things. Outstanding ground ball specialist. 23 ground balls coming in, but the ability to clear, you just can't put a price on it. This might be Drew Fuller, number 45. May have been brought up from the JV list, and what a shot and what a goal that time by Tucker Lofton. And Arcadia goes up 5-4.
Goal number 22. Tucker.
I'll tell you, Tucker Lofton, unstoppable here tonight. That is his 4th goal. We got another lead change. So Chaparral took their first lead, 4-3 in this second quarter. But then Arcadia has countered with goals from Lofton, his 3rd, and Lofton again, his 4th. And now Kieran Carr going to take it up top. Picked up there by Tessler, the senior, on the sophomore with the ball. Arcadia with a 1-goal lead inside of 5 minutes left to go here in the first half. And our game today brought to you by Ottawa.edu Lacrosse. Now the dodge. Looking for an outlet. He finds one. High crease. High right. Shot. That's wide. Lofton. With 4:51 left to go. And backing up the shot nicely was Chaparral. So the Firebirds will try to clear it. Got to watch for that trail check as Fraser once again getting the job done. Get it over to Trent Kelly. Kelly gets the touch in the box. You got to get in that restraining box. That's that black line on both sides of the field. You got to get it past the 30-yard line. Of course, the Arcadia Titans football program led by a good friend of APN, Kerry Taylor, the former Sun Devil, former Arizona Cardinal. Played at high school football at Hamilton. Saw him out here one of the games last year. And we are going to get a timeout. Let's check that last goal. With 4:06 left to play, and just another blistering shot by Tucker Lofton. So we come back to live action. Arcadia up 5-4 here in the second quarter. Inside of 4 minutes left to play here in this first half. Resto. Over to Smith, and now they'll work it on the left side. Kelly trying to get hands free, but it was good defense over there. And Resto in trouble, loses the ball, and we're going to get a stop and play. So a push against the Chaparral Firebirds, and that's going to give it back to the Arcadia Titans, who lead at 5-4 here on the strength of 4 goals by Tucker Lofton. Of course, Chaparral, storied Arizona lacrosse program, 7 state championships from 1999 to 2011. Arcadia, who had played at the Division II level for several years, made the move up 3 years ago. They were the 2016 Division II champions. Lofton looking for his 5th, and great defense turned in that time by Lewis. Well, Lewis has been making plays out here. Now he's in trouble, and now stays with it, picks up the loose ball, and clears it up ahead to Cillian. Boy, what a play that time. That was tenacious play by Lewis and Cillian, who tried to find Jackson Coleman, and they turned the ball over. Carden going back to work. Thought maybe he'd take that one right down the pipe with 2 minutes and 20 seconds left to go here in the first half. Lofton with 4 goals is the only player on the field that has more than 1 point. Check that. Garidi has 2 points, but no player has scored more than 1 goal in the game. Garidi with 2 points in the game. He has a goal and an assist. Jackson Donner. Good defense by Parker Smith that time. A nice check. Now Carr going to work, tried to bounce that one in there. He was challenged up front by Kelly. And we're down to 1.5 minutes left to go here in this first half, with Arcadia leading Chaparral 5-4 on the Arizona Lacrosse League Game of the Week. We play 4 12-minute quarters. Drawing the double team that time is Garner Barrett. Tell you right now, we're seeing some good, solid Chaparral defense. And coming up on the slide that time was Will Taylor, another of the senior defensemen for Ian Gray, in his second year as head coach of this team. He played on that 2009 Chaparral Firebirds team that we had here on APN Sports. I remember that game distinctively as the Titans back up the shot with 32.8 seconds left to go here in the first half. Ian Gray, head coach of Chaparral, was on that team. They took on Brophy, who had been back-to-back champions, 07 and 08. And I remember Brophy was a big favorite to win that. That was the Adam Fishman and Bassett and those guys. And it was one of the closest state finals we ever had, and I think it was 9-8 the final score. Now we're going to get a slash. This is going to carry over into the second half. And this one going against the Titans, and we are heading into halftime. With the score, Arcadia 5 and Chaparral 4. All right, Jeff Lowry back here, getting ready for the start of the third quarter. And our first shot of the second half going to be corralled over there on the far side by Caleb Resto. So Arcadia with a 5-4 lead here in the third quarter. They are led by Tucker Lofton's 4, Garidi for Chaparral. And we're going to get a score here, and it's Garidi striking again, and this game is tied at 5 apiece. That comes 55 seconds into the second half, and Garidi with his second of the day. And this is our third tie. We were tied at 3. We were tied at 4. Chaparral doing a good job in face-off X after a slow start. So a 5-5 tie.
Don't give him the right hand, guys.
Right down the middle. This was Kelly. And elected not to pull the trigger that time. Chaparral in the all-red on the road here at Arcadia High School. And this time Kelly will take the shot. Left it a little wide to the left. Okay, and a great job by Van Arsdale. Equally to the task, Nixon Nolan, the sophomore defender, number 19 for the Titans. Third quarter action. Now Nolan trying to clear it out. Good check that time. Over the top check by Garidi. And somehow the Titans retain the possession. Wilson. And Reese Lewis, the freshman long stick midfielder defender, he's having an outstanding game here tonight at Arcadia High School near the downtown Phoenix area. And here's a steal. Great job on the defense. And a nice clear by Chaparral, but it took a ground ball on the other end to keep the possession alive. Now David going to work. Well, David Jagusis, he's the ball carrier right now, and this is a guy Ian Gray feels that he is going to have to really step up these next 2 years if Chaparral's going to be competitive. He is a young man that got a lot of playing time last year, and they are hoping that he's going to continue to improve and improve the future of this Chaparral team, who comes in here with a record of 1 win and 6 losses. Just 1 win and 6 losses. And it's been tough. It's been tough for Chaparral, no doubt about it. But you know, this is a team that's got some talent in the lower level, at the younger age group, not the lower levels, but at the younger age groups, that they feel that they can get them back towards or near the top here in the next year or two, and much like the Titans. And I think both these programs are in good hands as we play here in the third quarter. 5-5 tie, Chaparral and Arcadia. It's our Arizona Lacrosse League Game of the Week. Jeff Lowry with you on the call of the game. Well, we had a great one last night, Brophy and Desert Vista, and congratulations to our league president and the head coach of the Desert Vista Thunder, Dan Lannon, as Parker comes out of there with a tremendous ground ball, but the possession belongs to Arcadia. Now let's see if they do a quick restart here. No, they look like they're going to settle in with Barrick. And he'll get it out to number 5, Carr, and work it around the horn. Jack Hunt, junior midfielder, is in there now, 48 for the Titans. But Dan Lannon became the winningest coach in league history as Desert Vista, and quite appropriately, defeated the Brophy Broncos, a 1-point affair, 8-7. And Dan Lannon just passed Bo Pick all-time wins. Now, to Bo's credit, and I don't know if any coach is ever going to catch his winning percentage, Bo Pick won 124 games against 12 losses. And I believe Brophy may very well have the greatest winning percentage in league history. They've had 5 state titles. Now, when I say Chaparral's the winningest program, they have the most titles. They have 7. And now Chaparral hasn't won a title since 2011. And Brophy hasn't won a title since 2013. And Arcadia is hoping that they are a year or two away from contending for a state title at the Division I level. Lofton, who scored 4 in the first, and leaves this one a little wide, but Arcadia was backing up the shot. The closest to the ball when it goes out of bounds on a missed shot will either gain or retain possession. 5-5 tie here in the third. Cillian Garidi of Chaparral scored a couple of minutes into this second half to tie this thing up. We've had 3 ties. We've had a couple of lead changes. A late flag coming in, probably a cross-check against Chaparral. And the guy having a great night defensively, Lewis, gets the assignment way out top. There is a flag down on the play in this 5-5 tie third quarter action. And if you're wondering about playoffs, in Division I, the top 8 teams, as Carr gets a screen. Let's sort this out. All right, we're going to get a cross check and an unnecessary roughness. So both going against Chaparral, and now Arcadia finds themselves down or up. Man up situation here, and it's a 6-on-4, so it's a double man up situation for Arcadia. Releasable penalty on that shot. Bo Carden has found the promised land. Arcadia has taken the lead again. Carden, who scored the first goal of the game, adds his second here. And just like that, it is now 6-5 Arcadia here in the third quarter. And this is a big face-off right here. Both teams trying to gain some momentum, and the Titans are going to get it. Excellent ground ball by Jack Hunt. And now has that one pried loose. Tessler with a great defense for Chaparral. Now Garidi. We're even in face-off X, and a flag is down. And we're going to get a slash against the Titans, so Chaparral will be a man up for the second time in this contest as the penalty goes against Tucker. So a 6-5 lead, now Chaparral a man up on offense. And Garidi pulls the trigger, leaves it wide to the right. And Chaparral did not back up the shot, and the Titans will have it. And that right there is a monumental mistake by the Firebirds. They just cannot afford to do that. We have had 3 ties in this game. Chaparral and Arcadia. I'll tell you what, you got a playoff atmosphere here. And now they pay off down on the other end, and they're up by 2 for the second time. Well, the scar belongs to Wayan. Garrett Wayan, the freshman. He gets the assist from Carr. That is unbelievable. That was a great play. So Wayan, another freshman on this team. And Arcadia is up by 2. This matches their largest lead. And a good trail check that time. And that one prized the ball loose. Excellent ground ball by Adam Fernandez. And the Titans are looking to add on to a 2-goal lead. They have led 2-0, 3-1, and now 7-5. Third quarter action. Tucker Lofton drawing the double team. Arcadia looking for their 3rd win of the season. Last year, Chaparral in the all-red uniforms, they finished the season 6-9. Lost in the first round of the playoffs to Notre Dame. Last year, the Titans just 2-10. A victory tonight. They've surpassed their win total from a year ago. With they've got 3 games left to go on this 2019 season. And Bo Carden was trying to become the second Titan as they back up the shot nicely as Tucker saves the possession by backing it up. He was trying to become the second Titan in this game to have the hat trick, which means 3 or more goals. Titans, as I mentioned, they have led by as many as 2. That's their largest lead. Ground ball, Chaparral. Well, I'll tell you, Reese Lewis has just had an outstanding night, and that's got to be a flag. There it is. That's going to be a
technical foul.
Technical foul, thank you. And so Chaparral, for the 3rd time, they were a man up the last time they had possession. Garidi took the shot, no one was backing up, and they lost the possession and gave up a goal down on the other end as the Titans went coast to coast. So a man-up situation, only 30 seconds, and they're going to, lose it again, but now the loose ball, and what a ground ball. That is a monumental play by Nolan. And Nixon is trying to clear it, and he stays in bounds somehow, and he's breaking ankles out there, even though he's a defender. Now Wohler, 52 is checked in. Datum, and now out of X. This is Garner Barrick. Barrick, who came into this game, hasn't scored today, had 22 points, tied for the team lead, but he leads the team in assists with 9. And they throw it away. But they had one in their hip pocket, a flag there, and so for the 2nd time in this contest, the Arcadia Titans find themselves a man up. With a 2-goal lead, and they're looking awfully good right now, but we still got the entire 4th quarter. Shot. Out front, Will Taylor. Good defense. Now the Titans looking to go up by 3. Sam, nice save that time. Got part of the face of his stick on that one, and backing up nicely was Arcadia. We were tied at 3, we were tied at 4, and tied at 5. 50-50 ball, and this is going to be over and back, and give it to Chaparral. And the shot is going to be good from 27 yards out. Are you kidding me? Caleb Resto scores his 2nd goal. And it is now 7-6.
And the score, Titans 7, Chaparral
7-6 Titans. We'll be back with the 4th in a moment. All right, Jeff Lowry back here from Arcadia High School as we go now to the 4th quarter of play. It has been really, I think, one of the more exciting games we have had here on APN this year. It's been a 1-point game. Chaparral's biggest lead is just 1 point. We've seen Arcadia score and lead by 2 on 3 occasions. And a nice job out front. Good defense by Jack Hunt, who's been mixing it up on the Titans white a couple of times in this game. 11-11. And we had an injury timeout. Hunt came up shaken up just a bit. Out front and stop. Chaparral with a chance to tie this thing up. Caleb Resto with a couple of goals. Garidi with a couple of goals. And now Chaparral defending the west goal here at Arcadia High School and trailing 7-6. Of course, Tucker Lofton leads all scorers in this game. He's got 4. Garidi with 3 points on the strength of 2 goals and assists for Chaparral. And a nice job sliding over Will Taylor. You saw David rushing off the field, the midfielder, and Chaparral throws it away. And a big ground ball. Tucker has come up with some big plays here. Number 1-3 for the Titans. And a nice clear by the defender. And we got a timeout on the field here. All right, we're back to live action here. Here's the shot taken and a save by, well, this sophomore sensation in goal, Sam Kreitman. Restart. Good job on the backup for the Titans. Well, I'll tell you, faked everybody out that time. Kieran Carr. I think this young man's going to make an impact, I think, in this state. I should say Kyron Carr. He's got a lot of talent. He tries to swim through, and we're going to get a whistle. This is Warding. Turnover time, and Chaparral's going to get it. And a chance to tie this game up for what would be the 4th time in this contest. It's been a close game for the most part, as Chaparral looking to tie this thing up. Arcadia has controlled most of the game, but it's been fairly close the whole way. And now Jagusis comes back with the left, and he rattles the back of the cage with a blistering shot. And this game is tied at 7 apiece. Chaparral ties it with 8:13 left to play here in regulation time. And a 7-7 tie on our Arizona Lacrosse League Game of the Week. Chaparral coming in looking for their 3rd win, looking for their 2nd consecutive victory. Arcadia is trying to pick up their 3rd win against 8 losses. They come in with a record of 2-8. Chaparral coming in 2-6. 7-time state champs, and they got a chance to take the lead here. Got a good crowd here. They love their lacrosse here at Arcadia. Chaparral trying to take the lead. And they're going to do it. 8-7 Chaparral. That was a great pass. Now David found Jackson Coleman, the senior attackman, right in front of the crease. And at the 7:16 mark, Chaparral has the lead. A big face-off here for Arcadia. Boy, Chaparral's got all the momentum in the world, and they just won another face-off. Here's Reese Lewis, who's had an outstanding game here for the Firebirds. And now Parker Smith, the talented junior, going to work at midfield. All right, we're having a little technical difficulty here, so we're trying to correct it as we go along here. So Chaparral with an 8-7 lead and looking for more here. Their biggest lead has been just one on 2 occasions. And so here in the fourth quarter, the Chaparral Firebirds looking for just their 2nd win of the season.
Check that, their 3rd.
And our apologies for a little bit of audio technical difficulties here. We'll try to clear this up before the end of this game. But we have had a true barn burner here from Arcadia High School in Phoenix, Arizona. These two teams, I mean, you really get the sense that this is playoff lacrosse here. And we still got about a little more than 3 weeks left to go in the regular season, maybe 2.5 weeks. Right now, the Titans are looking to equalize here. We have had 4 ties in this game. The Titans have led by 2 as many as 3 times in the contest. Chaparral has had the lead twice. They led 4-3 and their current lead of 8-7. Now they'll get it over to Bo Carden. He's got a couple of goals in this game. The leading scorer in the contest, number 22 in white, Tucker Lofton. He's got 4 goals. And Garidi is the leading scorer for Chaparral. Nice save by Sam. The check out front. Big round ball by Carr. So excellent job by Carr. And now it's picked up by Barrick. Junior attackman. And here is Lofton. Good matchup here with Parker Smith. Puts the move. Breaking ankles. Goes in with the one-handed shot. Probably not the shot that Kyle Mason wanted to see out of his senior. So the Titans will get it on the turnover. Bo going to work. We're down to 4 minutes and 10 seconds left to play here in regulation time. And Chaparral, who really, I mean, for the most part, I know we've had 4 ties, but they've either been tied or they've been down for a good majority of the game, and they've really controlled this fourth quarter. They've scored both goals. Trying to roll dodge out there. Good defense by Tessler. When Tessler has been challenged, he has risen to the occasion. And Carden, who's looking for his own hat trick to go along with Lofton. And now the dangerous Kieran Carr, and he has tied it up again. How about that? 8-8 tie here in the fourth quarter, and Carr strikes again. Actually, it's his first goal of the contest, but it just seems like he's kept this defense anxious and nervous all night long, and Carr comes through. So an 8-8 tie. Chaparral gets a big face-off win here. All right, we got a timeout on the field. Chaparral using one of their 2 timeouts. Just under 3 minutes left to go here. Jeff Lowry with you, APM Video Sports. Arcadia and Chaparral on APN. And our Arizona High School, Arizona Lacrosse League Game of the Week. Chaparral. Good defense on the slide. I like Adam Fernandez, number 21. This young man's got a bright, bright future here at Arcadia. And a great job getting the GB, but then equal to the task, the defense, and Chaparral's going to get it. Well, great job by Caleb Resto, David. So they get the possession back. Trent Kelly draws the slide. I like how Arcadia is locking off the ball carrier, but they don't do it very well here. Oh my goodness, and Resto was turned away by Van Arsdale. And the Titans were backing up the shot. I'll tell you, the Titans have been able to back up the shot on defense. How many times have we seen that? That's about 3 or 4 times that Chaparral has taken a shot and have come up empty-handed. And now a good ride here for the Firebirds. And one of the players laid out here for the Titans, and that's Jared Van Arsdale, the goalie. Crowd wanted a personal foul and then did not get the call. And you can see Kyle Mason with 1:44 left to go.
Thanks to our.
So the Titans called timeout. That is their final timeout. Chaparral still has one here. We're in the fourth quarter. 1 minute and 40 seconds left to go here in regulation time. And the Chaparral Firebirds are tied with Arcadia. We couldn't have asked a better game. We're going to get, it looks like, it'll probably be a slash against Chaparral. And that's the call, and that's tough because that's going to go against Reese Lewis, the freshman. And now Chaparral is down as we're approaching the 1 minute mark here in the fourth quarter.
Man up late.
So the Titans are a man up for the third time. Shot outside the crease or outside the pipe. I tell you, Sam Kreitman has done a nice job here tonight. Got to give the sophomore some credit. And now Chaparral could be a game-winning shot here in the making. Inside 1 minute left to play here. Now, Chaparral doesn't want to mess around too much here. I know they want to eat a little bit of this clock. Of course, they could elect to take the final shot. But I think you'd like to get maybe a look here, even if you miss the shot, make sure you're backing up. And if you can back up the shot, then you get another opportunity. And I think this is a good timeout. Chaparral just did not seem comfortable. Final timeout of the day for the Chaparral Firebirds. So 26 seconds left to go here in regulation. Good look there, and Van Arsdale with the game-winning save. How about that? What a tremendous save. A lot of pressure on Van Arsdale. And now the Titans are going to have to get it out of their own end. That's a pretty good ball there by Tucker, and we, folks, are heading into overtime. It is overtime. We'll put 5 minutes up on the board. In an 8-8 tie. You're watching the Arizona Lacrosse League on APN. All right. Well, the two mainstays at Face-Off X, Fraser, number 6 for Chaparral, and the outstanding freshman, Mason Wilson. Wilson, 109 face-off wins coming into this game, and we've been pretty even at Face-Off X in this one. Arcadia wins the first one. They got to get it into the box, and they will. Arcadia calls the timeout. All right, Chaparral returns to the field to get a look at their defense. been a good game for number 22, no doubt about it. John Fahey, the sophomore, 34. They have to step up here and make some big plays. So Arcadia on the restart. Now it's a golden goal rule, just like soccer. First one who scores wins, and they throw it away, the Titans. And that's an unforced error on the Titans here. And we've experienced some technical difficulties with the audio. Our apologies. But hey, we're in overtime, and we got a great one here from Arcadia Titan High School in Phoenix. And a very loud crowd here today. And a lot of the thing about this Arcadia team, they love their lacrosse over here. I mean, irregardless of the record, they love this team. And I think what's been refreshing here tonight is it just feels like a playoff game. It really does. Here's a shot. And Sam comes up with a big-time save. That saves the game. First to score here in overtime wins it. And then the ball is going to stay in play. And there's the senior leadership you talk about with Cillian Greedy. He went all the way over there, came up with a two-handed grab on the ground ball, and now takes it in, and Van Arsdale rises to the occasion. Van Arsdale with a game-saving play in the crease. So both goalies getting the job done. We're going to get a push without possession. It will be Titans ball. A couple minutes into the contest here, or a couple of minutes into overtime. And now the Titans will try and attempt to clear with Van Arsdale. He's a senior. You know, the one thing here is Tucker Lofton, who had 4 goals early in the game. In fact, all 4 goals came in the first half. And he hasn't even touched the ball here in overtime. Good defense by Fahey. And Fahey may have saved the game. Need a ground ball here if you're Chaparral, and the high, intense anxiety moment, and Chaparral might push a little bit of a panic button there. And now Arcadia with another opportunity to win this game. So the Chaparral Firebirds need a big play here on defense. Now the Titans seem a little unsure.
1 minute.
And we got 1 minute left to play here in this overtime period. Jeff Lowry with you, APN Video Sports, coming to you from the home of the Arcadia Titans. Around Indian School in the 44th Street area, if you're familiar with Phoenix. Not too far from downtown Phoenix. Ground ball by Carr.
30.
And we're down to 30 seconds. Overtime. This is the first overtime. Well, they'll put 4 minutes up on the board. If we go to another one, Carr pulled the trigger. Left it a little wide.
17.
Good challenge there by Tesler, who's done a nice job defensively here tonight, number 3 for Chaparral. Final seconds of this first overtime. Will we go to another overtime? And Sam comes up with a big-time save. And he'll cheap it down the field, and it is going to be corralled, and we are heading into a second overtime on our Arizona Lacrosse League Game of the Week.
Period coming up.
right, Jeff Lowry back here from Arcadia High School. We head now to our second overtime. We don't have a graphic. This is 2 overtime. And Arcadia, a push, and it's going to be Chaparral's ball, and Chaparral with a chance to win it. Here's Fraser. Patty had a face-off win back in the first half to tie the game in the first quarter at 3. He had a face-off win and took it all the way in. Now Trent Kelly in the pass, and we should get a push here against Arcadia, and we do. They'll say without possession, so it's not a penalty. And now Garidi with a chance to win it. The build-up. And it's intercepted. What a defensive play by Bo Carden. He just continues to make plays for this Titans team. He races into the offensive half. Gets it into the box. Looking for someone to pass the ball. The guy to look for is Carr. He is high left here for the Titans. And you can't take your eye off this young man. Even though the sophomore has just 1 goal here, he is very dangerous. Stay with us. At the conclusion of this game, we'll have post-game interviews with the winning team. This is Barrick working out of X. And now they'll give it up to Carr. Work it over still. Lofton has not touched the ball here in overtime. Will Gurley, the sophomore, will give it up to Jesse, who is a freshman. Yeah, you got a lot of outstanding underclassmen for this Arcadia team. It's going to be interesting to watch this team in the next couple of years. And you got a lot of freshmen and sophomore getting valuable playing time out here in the lights on APN Sports. Garner going to work, looking for an outlet. Here's Gurley. Tessler on the defense for Chaparral, and there's no urgency on this offense. Waiting for, I guess, a mistake on the defense. Right now, no one on this Titans team is cutting to the crease. All right, here's Carr. 8-8 tie, second overtime. A split dodge there. Tessler, tough guy to get around, and now the ball comes loose. And can they save it? They cannot. And I think sometimes when a team is just a little too methodical like that, I think you're open to turn the ball over. So now Chaparral with a chance to win this game. So coming back in is Caleb Resto. He's got a couple of goals here tonight. Number 2, he's the ball carrier. Nice move. And broken up. What a job by Andrew. And he picks up the ground ball after he forces a turnover, and he wants to clear it for the Titans. Here he comes, slicing his way through the defense. Give it up to Jesse. 8-8 tie in the second overtime. And the Titans once again just dodging a bullet with 30 seconds on the clock with a chance to win it. Jackson Donner. Gurley. I think it's time to start moving towards the crease. And now in trouble, Carr swims through the defense, and he has rattled the back of the cage for a game winner for Arcadia. The Titans win. Arcadia Titans win it by a final score of 9-8. And you would think that they are state champs. You gotta love the atmosphere here at Arcadia High School. Stay with us for our post-game wrap-up. Jeff Lowry with you on APN.
All right, our Arizona Lacrosse League game of the week sees the Arcadia Titans with a 9-8 double overtime victory over Chaparral. Hey, let's start with the names first off.
My name is Bo Carden, offensive midfielder.
Okay.
My name is Tucker Lofton. I'm an attacking.
My name is Kieran Carr, offensive midfielder.
Tucker Watson, defense. Nick Sedilla, defense.
What was the feeling out there? I mean, you know, high stress the whole time in overtime.
Yeah, it put us on edge. stage, but I think we came out there and we played our asses off.
How tough was this Shap team?
You know, they had a lot of good talent, but I think that through and through, you know, we just played a better game than them.
Yep.
I think it's time to start moving towards the crease. And now in trouble, Carr swims through the defense, and he has rattled the back of the cage for a game winner.
The guy with the hair. Big shot at the end. Can you walk us through that play?
Wow. Okay, so basically I knew it was like 13, 15 seconds left. I knew he had to get a goal in, so Will, he passed it to me, and that's history. I just had to do a little move, swim dodge, fell a little bit, but got back up on my feet. Went right by the other defender, shot it, bottom left. It was crazy. It was crazy.
Were you guys playing keep away from Lofton? He didn't touch the ball in overtime.
Yeah.
What was the strategy there?
We knew they was gonna lock him off, so you know we had to swing it around, get good ball movement, and get a good shot.
So he's more of a decoy on that, right?
We got more talent, baby.
But you're one of the senior leaders. You don't have a lot of seniors on this team this year. So how proud are you tonight of these guys?
My boys came up strong tonight, and that's what we expect. We trained for this whole season since October, and it shows. Good to get a dub.
Yes, sir.
In 42, I thought you had a really good game. You did all the intangibles out there. And I say that every week. I mean, you got to have guys that are going to do the little things, and got to be proud of this team.
Yes, sir. Extremely proud. You know, I wouldn't fight with anyone else but these boys. My family.
Well, Arcadia's got a great program over here. I know you'd like to have a few more wins, but it's a great family program here. Congrats on a big victory over one of the great programs, Chaparral.
Thank you.
All right, we'll see you down the road.
All right.